I mean,
Well,
hello
off the
and
match, no,
welcome.
so I'm
And
gonna say
today,
something now.
yeah,
Over
hello
is
and
done.
welcome, guys, once again. And I'm wearing the right shade of blue. Hey, Bill, come on, man. I'm trying to get an opening here.
No, man,
Get your
not
things
not
in
letting that
order.
happen because
We're
or
on
someone else
live.
will open the stuff for us and we'll get striked off. You know how bad that can
Anyway,
get.
I'm wearing the right shade of blue today because Lucknow Super Giants have won this match, which almost means the Mumbai Indians won't be challenging Gujarat or whosoever ends up in the second spot for the number two spot. It's almost confirmed. Mumbai needed to win the next two matches to ensure that they were in the top two. But don't worry, if you're a Mumbai Indians they can still end up in the top four. It's that last match that's going to be so much more important for them. On the other hand, Lucknow Super Giants keep their hopes alive while the two friends here along with me, RCB and KKR, their hopes are almost done. And
Hmm?
I mean, you guys pretty much deserved it.
How's it
You
done?
guys shouldn't be
RCB
giving.
and Punjab are
How is it
still
done?
I think
pretty much in
They're
the
pretty
race.
much in.
I
Jaren,
think
get your
RCB
math
and
right.
Punjab.
He's
Yeah, yeah,
supporting
yeah.
Chennai. Is lost.
KKR the one with them.
Side of everything else.
Oh come on,
Secret
but you guys
Lucknow fan. Look at him.
genuinely wanted
He's
Lucknow
wearing
to
red
lose
and
this.
blue also. Secret
Yeah, I think
Lucknow
with
fan.
this win
That's
from
what I said. I'm
Lucknow, I
wearing the
think
shades today.
15 points. With this win from Lucknow, 15 points, I think it has really hampered Rajasthan Royals and KKR's chances. So we had Sunrisers Hyderabad,
Yeah.
Delhi Capitals gone. Now I think Rajasthan and KKR are almost shown the door as well. So it's going to be between Punjab, Bangalore, Lucknow, and Mumbai. One spot or two spot. I
But
mean,
yeah, I
if
mean, at
Lucknow
this
is
point
also
in time,
Even
yeah,
for
but today's
Lucknow, for the
result is
matter
really
of, I
detrimental to both
personally think
Punjab
what is going
and
to happen is even for
KKR.
Lucknow, they really have to win the next match. Uh, I know things look good
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point, and even if they don't, and in Mumbai and RCB go on to lose the next match, next couple of matches, they still can make it, but still, to be on the safer side, they'll have to defeat KKR. But yeah, looks like a tough task from here on.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, this match is also kind of put spanner in RCB and I mean Punjab's way as well. I mean, they can still end up at. I think both of them have two matches each left, so that means they can still end up at 16 points. But Lucknow, on the other
see.
hand, has
Actually,
potentially
honestly,
17 points in hand. So
this
they need Lucknow to lose
honestly
one
this
more.
game did not hamper RCB and Punjab at all. I mean, if
Yeah,
Mumbai would have won, they would have gone to 16 points, and then the third place team would have been at 16. But
yeah.
now Lucknow are at 15, so that gives Punjab Kings and RCB, they still have everything on their hands. If they go on to
Yeah.
win the next two, I think they are pretty much
Lucknow are
through.
on 15, is it? Yeah, they're on 15, correct.
Lucknow are on 15. So I think
Yeah.
it actually hampered Rajasthan Royals or a KKR. I mean, it did not hamper them in the
So I mean,
sense
Rajasthan
that.
and KKR at this point in time are out. Rajasthan and KKR at this point in time are
No,
out
I
because they
mean,
can only get 14 points. So in
No,
yeah,
points,
no,
there's
but
only
they are
one
14
not
match
points.
out
remains.
yet. They're not
What
out
happens
yet.
to RCB
So
now
they'll
is
have to up their net run rate. So how it works at this point of stages, Mumbai will have to lose their next game and hope that Mumbai doesn't get to 16. Neither RCB
yeah,
gets to 16. So the last position, if KKR, I'm just putting mathematically, if
Yeah.
Rajasthan or KKR have to qualify, RCB, Mumbai, and Punjab should be halted at 14. Then they will have to up their net run rate to get to 14, which
yeah.
is quite a Herculean task at this point of stage. Mathematically, yes, it is possible, but cricketing wise, is it possible to defeat by 110 odd runs and win that game?
No, I
Well,
think I'll tell you exactly. There are four ways how a KKR or a Rajasthan Royals will get in. Rajasthan Royals more so if they go on to win the next game because they have a superior net run rate as compared to a KKR. But when you compare Rajasthan Royals net run rate, they are way above. If RCB goes on to lose the next two or one out of the next two, and Rajasthan Royals goes on to win because they are very close on the net run rate table,
yeah,
and also Punjab Kings are way off. Punjab Kings, the only way they can make it with 14 points, they cannot make it with 14 points practically because they are way down in that net run rate column, and they'll have
yeah.
to go on to win two games on the trot. So statistically speaking, Punjab does not have to lose both the games. I think only Mumbai Indians will have to lose the next game. RCB will have to lose both their games, and the respective teams, Rajasthan or KKR, will have to win one game. So four games needs to go your way to for a Rajasthan Royals or a KKR to qualify.
Yeah, which is quite a tough possibility at this
Absolutely.
point of
Yeah.
stage. And tomorrow is a big
Yeah.
game there. But I think it's about time we talk about this game because there was one big task from Lucknow Super Giants even to score to 178 and to then come and defend it. against two powerful strikers. And Yash Thakur, once again, I think he's been one of the finds of this season, especially from last season. He's really upped his game. He was in Punjab team, if I remember, in the past couple of seasons, and now he finally got this opportunity here. I mean, he's done a phenomenal job. His Yorkers, his pace, everything looks very bright. I mean, that's one thing I'll give to Lucknow Super Giants. You have to say, after the Naveen's poor over, the way in which he defended with 11 on the back. I know it was a tough pitch to score with longer boundaries, but his Yorkers, his execution was phenomenal, and you have to give credit where it's due. Lucknow was absolutely on top of the game, especially with Marcus Stoinis. And also there, after they lost a couple of wickets up top, they were 12 for 2. Remember that. And to recover and score 178 on that track in itself is a huge task. And all the due more credit to Yash Thakur's last over once again.
Was it Yash Thakur who bowled the last over? Wasn't it?
No, I think Mohsin Khan bowled the last over, but he's talking about.
Sorry, Mohsin Khan bowled the last over, and Yash Thakur bowled the over before that.
Mohsin Khan bowled the last over.
Yes, Thakur bowled the 18th over, and
for
the
me,
20th
to be
over
very
was
frank,
bowled by
match
Mohsin Khan.
really. Yeah, I think for me the match really ended, or rather went away from Mumbai when both Rohit Sharma and Kishan lost the wicket so quickly. Because today's pitch was the kind of pitch where you would have wanted one batter to bat throughout. I mean, for example, if you look at Marcus Stoinis, right, he came on to bat pretty early in the game, and so he was able to get used to the pace of the pitch, and so him being set really helped Lucknow push forward and get to a point in time. But Mumbai losing those two players, and after that, I mean, so I think so when Marcus Stoinis came into bat was, I think, the 7th over when Quinton de Kock got out, and then he batted till the last over. And on the other hand, if you look at Mumbai Indians, Rohit Sharma went in the 10th over, Ishan Kishan went in the 12th over, and that's when the pitch started to become tougher to bat on because the ball wasn't coming on. Slower deliveries had become so much more crucial, and then the overs from Bishnoi and Krunal Pandya, where they did not give any room to the likes of Nehal Vadera or Suryakumar Yadav, and then Suryakumar Yadav having to do something which I wouldn't say unusual, but then for him having to play that kind of shot of a slower delivery, unfortunately,
he does that all the time. I mean, it just did not come off today,
Yeah,
it just did not come off today.
It's like a straight drive for Sachin Tendulkar when it comes to Supla for Suryakumar Yadav. But then, point being, I think Rohit Sharma or Ishan Kishan should have played a little longer innings. Either of them. I think Ishan Kishan, the responsibility was on Ishan Kishan to continue playing and not, lose his wicket at that point in time, because you needed a batter who was well set in the 18th, 17th over in this pitch.
I agree with you, primarily because that pitch was not an easy one. In Lucknow, none of the pitches are easy one, and I think even to score 175 plus was going to be a Herculean task for them. Primarily considering the pitch, the conditions. It's all because of the start they got. They came even that close, or else this game shouldn't even have been that close. This could have easily been a 20-31 victory for Lucknow Super Giants, and that was the case to be. But that's where I give tremendous credit to Marcus Stoinis. That knock today, what he played was out of the world. I mean, look at Marcus Stoinis' stature, the kind of player he's been. For him to play that kind of a knock and that kind of a wicket really put Lucknow Super Giants in the game. I know Krunal Pandya played a very good knock. He played 49 odd there, but then he got retired hurt. But for him, as well as Marcus Stoinis, that partnership in the middle was number one, very vital. And to add to that finish. It was all about the finish. Mumbai lost the momentum, you can say so, when that finish happened. Because if Mumbai would have restricted them to 165, I still think they would have been well in the game. I mean, I know they just lost by very few runs, but ultimately, 165 was a par total, just below par. I would have said 175 plus was about 10-15 runs above par anyway. So it was going to be a tough task for them to climb up and score anything there. But that's where I come down to the very point. Suryakumar Yadav's wicket. We did mention last time as well. Mumbai Indians' dependence on Suryakumar Yadav is even more glaringly seen in these kind of chases, because the moment you get Ishan and Rohit, which you will get at some stage. They are not the players who's going to stay in the finish line more often than not. They will play the knock and they will get out. But if Surya doesn't stay in the finish line, Mumbai doesn't cross over the line. There are very few games when Surya has not performed and Mumbai has won. And that's been the story of the season for them. And once again, it shows why when Surya was not there, Surya did not score anything in more than double digit, not more than even 20. Mumbai really struggles. And today was a classic example of that happening. Tim David did try his share a bit, but it was not good enough. And with Nehal Vadera, Vishnu Vinod, that boundary was too big for them to even clear. I mean, they've done well in Wankhede, but this is this is one of the biggest grounds in the country, and that's one of the toughest pitches to bat on. So to add these two, it becomes really tough for new batters to go out there and score big runs.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, also, I think that's a point, right? That I wrote from earlier. If you have new batters on the crease, and that's where once Suryakumar Yadav's wicket fell, as you mentioned, then you had Nehal Vadera and the likes of Vishnu Vinod. I still felt you should have probably gone ahead with a Tim David or a Cameron Green. I would have really sent Tim David ahead because it was too much to ask of a youngster to go out there and. I think when Tim David came up earlier, I would have rather sent Cameron Green instead of Vishnu Vinod because it's too much of an ask for someone who's playing his second IPL match to go out there and do what he was required to do. And on the pitch that it was, he played a stroke that was right off the middle of the ground, middle of the bat. It was, and I mean, Nicholas Pooran had to stretch all the way to take that catch. So that means it was a very good shot of a slow ball bouncer. But it was just that kind of a pitch where you had to put that little bit extra in every shot that you play. I mean, I like this comment here by Michael Andrew where he says that RCB and LSG, I think that the fate is really intertwined them in this IPL, and it could be those two, but then it's going to be tough because, I mean, it is also that fact that both of them are fighting for the top four at this point in time, the fourth spot in the top four. So one team's definitely going to come out happier.
Yeah, let's see.
Salimani, you're keeping a little too quiet. It's okay, bro. KKR will get a resurrection next season.
Wait, what was that silence for? And Salimani is trying to talk and he's on.
Oh, I think you can hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. It's technological and not. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, sorry,
Salimani's
I
back.
did not get the question. I did not get the question. I did not get anything.
Yeah, I was
not a
asking you why
question,
you're
it was
being so
you being
silent.
on-
It did
No,
seem
I'm not
like
being silent, I
you
think.
were a little upset about KKR's.
No, I think it's either way. I mean, even if Mumbai Indians would have won, there was only four things had to go KKR's way to win. Probably if Mumbai Indians would have won, the only thing that was in KKR's favor was that they go on to play Lucknow next. So if KKR wins, automatically Lucknow loses, right? But now they'll have to depend on the fate of Mumbai Indians game as well. So they could have had that one game in their favor if Mumbai Indians would have won. But nonetheless, I mean, if you have to get into the top four now, it's you have to depend on other teams, and I think 15 or 16 is going to be the cutoff because 14 it looks really way off for a 14 to be the cutoff right now.
Yeah.
And we can't count out Punjab Kings right now because Punjab Kings are going to play. I think they have one game against RCB as well.
No, they
Or-
don't have a game against RCB. They have a game against Rajasthan and
Yeah,
they got
Rajasthan.
one-
Yeah, they have one
Go
game
on.
against Rajasthan. So
and
they
Delhi
have one-
Capitals and Delhi
Delhi
Capitals.
Capitals.
They play
So-
both of them in Dharamshala. They play
and
Delhi
then
tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
in
Delhi
Dharamshala and
Capitals.
then they play Rajasthan in Dharamshala.
Interestingly, for Delhi Capitals, they are on the bottom of the table, and compared to Rajasthan Royals, they have lost 4 of the last 5. So you can't count out a Punjab Kings who will have a easier route as compared to Bangalore, who goes on to face Gujarat Titans
And
in the
Sunrisers.
last encounter, and Rajasthan and Sunrisers Hyderabad. Sunrisers Hyderabad is still one of the easier opponents right now because they are finding it very difficult to win games, as we saw
Yeah.
yesterday. But talking about today's game, I think 180, as it was mentioned, I think it was 10-15 runs over par. And the point, Ishan Kishan lost his wicket. I felt that even if Tim David could have come in and slaughtered, gone after the bowling from ball one, it could have been something in their reach. But yes, Thakur, Mohsin Khan, they are world-class bowlers. They are going to. I mean, Mohsin Khan was one of my favorite bowlers last time around before that injury, and today as well. Last over bowling, last over defending 11 against an informed Tim David and a Cameron Green who can hit the long ball as well. So I think it was brilliant job for him. I just felt Navin ul Haq that free hit that he bowled to Tim David. If we could have just got hold of that. Half volley. I mean, he bowled 2 half volley and got away, 1 length ball and 1 half volley and got away with it. And I think
his mango
that
would
was
have
the game for
tasted
them.
slightly sour if things would have not gone their way. So his mangoes would have been pretty bad.
Emil, it did taste sour. It is going to taste sour, right? Yes, Thakur conceding just 9 runs. A Mohsin Khan conceding just 5 runs, and you have your foreign player, your marquee player coming in and conceding 19 runs when you are defending 15 runs per over. That is a crime. Bowling the penultimate over and going for 19 runs.
I mean,
But
there
it was
is-
just not to be.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not been a good day for Navin ul Haq, even for Afghanistan national team as well, where he's been dropped of the national team as well. So things haven't been quite keen for him other than him having good mangoes. So that's been the only good highlight for him in the last couple of weeks. Nothing else has gone really his way.
Yeah, I mean, I think Afghanistan are a bit skeptical of facing a Kohli with a Navin Ulak in their squad in the T20 World Cup. I think that's probably one. I mean, just speculating here. Who knows? Maybe that's what the discussion is. Like, you messed up with the wrong player, and we don't want him to thrash us.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that. But one thing which I'll give credit Navin Ulak was, after that free hit, the way in which he balled those leg next. I know he went for a six as well. That free hit ball and the ball after that, the game would have been done there. Because if you would have gone for a six there or a couple of boundaries there, the game would have been done and dusted. I like the two balls he balled there. He kept his calm and he made sure he did not concede anything more than 2 to 3 runs. And
I
that
think he was
the
lucky. Abel, he was lucky. The two balls which Tim David missed, one was a half volley,
Yeah,
one
I
was a
agree.
length
But
delivery.
on that wicket, I think that leg cutter would slightly
But
deviate on that length is so hard to
yeah,
hit if you're trying to hit it over the leg side because leg side was a longer boundary there. But that's
I
where I'll
think
give credit to him.
credit to him for bowling those. Yeah, credit to him for bowling those
But
two slower deliveries as well. But what I did feel he did wrong was the last delivery where he again went for a leg cutter. I think that one could have been a double bluff where he could have bowled one right at the stumps because Tim David, you saw in the past two deliveries, Tim David was trying to move right over and over and over across to the off stump. Even one where he one where he tried to review that wide delivery as well. He was way across off stump. So I think the last delivery he was standing outside the off stump, if I'm not wrong, and that's how he connected that one shot. Naveen going to Puma store without knowing it's brand
yeah, I saw
ambassador.
that as well because he clicked the picture and behind that was Virat Kohli. That makes it's like poor guy. I mean, I feel bad for him at this point because he
Maybe he
literally had
went
to
searching.
disable his comments.
Maybe he went
I
searching
mean,
for the
I mean,
Puma
let's
man.
just leave him alone. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Uh, I mean, everybody does this thing. I mean, let's leave it. I mean, it's been a. I mean, if they meet again in a playoff, it'll be pretty spicy. I'm waiting for that. Let's hope they meet in the playoff, man. Sandeepani, I'll give you tickets last time when they both
Even I
went to watch it.
Sorry.
What's
I'm
gonna
nothing
happen
against
if
him.
if
I
RCB
think
and LSG are gonna
Naveen
meet?
Ulak is that
They're
kind of
gonna
a
be meeting
player,
in that
right?
game in Chennai in the playoff number in eliminator, which I think is going to be very similar surface like what is going to happen
Hmm.
in Lucknow. I think Lucknow will prefer playing in Chennai. Lucknow will have to play in Chennai if they're going to be playing qualify number one as well. If I believe so,
Yeah.
either way, Lucknow will be playing in Chennai, and I don't think that's a bad thing for them at this point of stage because Naveen Ulak has got that, Ravi Bishnu has got that little bit of that X factorness in these kind of pitches, and with Krunal and with also add
I think
Mawsum
Amit
Khan as the
Mishra will
top
come in.
cutters as well.
Amit Mishra will come in if they go
Amit
on to
Mishra
play
will
at
come in. So I think
Chidambaram.
LSD will prefer playing. Once they get into playoff, they wouldn't really mind playing in Chennai after playing so many games in that horrid surface in Lucknow.
So if they make it to the playoffs, anyway, they are going to play the first game in Chennai itself because I think the qualifier
It
one
doesn't
and the
matter.
eliminator takes
Yeah.
place in Chennai.
Yes.
So that's what. So they
Both in
wouldn't really
Chennai.
mind, is what I'm trying to say. It wouldn't really affect them, and you would slightly until unless they're coming up against Chennai Super Kings, you would give Lucknow the advantage over whoever they're facing in that game.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about Marcus Stoinis, then the Hulk, as Teju called him. What an innings that was! I mean, he came in, he was timing the ball right up. It was even when Krunal Pandya was batting at a strike rate below 100. He was someone who was batting pretty much at least at 120. I don't think he went below 120 at any stage in his match, and that was an incredible innings as well. He was able to pick the right lengths. When there was pace offered on the ball, he was able to guide it behind square leg or behind point region. And the moment it was slow delivery, he was able to thump it down the ground. I mean, he just played that kind of an innings where, when you have it kind of an innings on this kind of a pitch, you'll know that your team is in the driver's seat. And despite the kind of opening partnership that Mumbai had, you always knew that Lucknow had that 1 foot in the door because of the amount of runs that they've scored. So credit has to be given to him. He's been a player I felt has been underutilized by almost all the franchises that he's played for exclusively. I think Lucknow are the ones who have used him the best. Punjab, I think once in a while did, but I mean, he is a player who can really take on teams like this because it has to be said that, I mean, he's someone who's very good with the bat. His proficiency with the ball is really reduced, but with the bat he can be a destructive batter, and I'm glad that Lucknow used him where they did today.
I mean, I personally enjoy the innings more than anything else because why I say because the pitch, the kind of stature which Marcus Stoinis carries, right? He's not someone who's used to playing in these kind of wickets, and we often tend to write off Marcus Stoinis in these kind of wickets. But if you look in the last two games, two important knocks there. Uh, he's the one who started the onslaught even against Abhishek Sharma before he got out, and he's the one who started the onslaught for Lucknow Super Giants to get over the line against Sunrisers. Because if you ask me, that game they were almost out of it. They were almost out of it. They were done and dusted. Were close to they wanted close to 30 balls, 70 odd runs, and before that they needed even more. It was 6 overs, 85 odd runs to win, and he started that onslaught, and that's when things started getting very close to them. Now this game, he took that form from what he did in the last match and played is one of the best knocks in IPL. I would have to say this has to be Marcus Stoinis' best knock in IPL so far because we often tend to say he needs a better batting push. He needs to maybe come up top the order to score these runs. Today the team was under pressure. Things were not really looking good for them on that wicket because Mumbai Indians were coming with a lot of momentum. And for him to go out there and raise his hand up when he saw his captain also struggle his way out, that was a knock for me. And that's why I think today's man of the match has to be Marcus Stoinis just on that knock. I know there are a lot of ballers. You have the Yaksh Thakur, Mohsin Khan, who not, but then you have to say today's knock of Marcus Stoinis on that wicket was extremely difficult. And that's why even Ishan Kishan's knock was very good, but then Ishan Kishan had their onslaught against new ball majorly. For Marcus Stoinis to come in the middle overs, in middle overs, the Lucknow pitch gets even tougher. Once the ball gets old, the pitch is very aggressive. There's no due factor at all. Longer boundaries has never been an issue for Marcus Stoinis. So, but I also thought Mumbai ball slightly bad to him. They should have tried different lengths, maybe try to have ball to a longer boundary, which they did not. They kept balling at his strength on the slot, and he kept taking them over long on, long off, and that's Marcus Stoinis' strength. There was a ball which I think it was Madwal who balled him. They gave him LBW, and fortunes did change when the ball was missing the stump, or else this game would have been a different story altogether. So these are small moments in the game which really decide the entire game, and you don't give second chance to Marcus Stoinis. He really hurts you. I know, being an RCB fan, I can tell you personally, in Chinnaswamy, when Siraj dropped that catch, they could have been 4 down for 40 odd, and from there Marcus Stoinis went on to score 70. So that's what I'm trying to say, right? You don't give chances to players like Marcus Stoinis, Nicholas Puran, because they can come and hurt you in a bad way.
And also Marcus Stoinis, it's a no-brainer to give him the man of the match because in a pitch where you have seen most of the batters struggle, he went at a strike rate of 180, 89 of 47. That is 89 of close to 8 overs. A batsman scoring 89 of 8 overs. It's no matter how well you ball in this surface, because this surface was assisting the pacers. You had long boundary on one side constantly. So Marcus Stoinis coming in, playing that knock, and I'm talking about his best knock. I think his previous best was that 72 against RCB. So now he has that 89 not out, and I agree with Jerin to the point that Marcus Stoinis has been severely unutilized or misutilized by a lot of teams. Because you see a Marcus Stoinis, especially in this Lucknow camp, instead of giving in a Deepak Huda go at number 3, I don't mind a Prerak Mankat at number 3 because I mean he deserves a go especially after the knock against SRH. But in a chase where you I won't go with a Prerak Mankat in a chase where you need where you're chasing 180, 190 because he takes some time to get going. And Ayush Badoni as well. I mean, Ayush Badoni rates himself as a finisher more than others rating him as a finisher. But I think Ayush Badoni is a great player batting at the top of the order as well. But he takes those time to some time to get going. But Marcus Stoinis is that X factor player who can play that ideal game of going through the gears slowly like he did today, or he can just come in and smack the ball right from the get go as well. But I think if you utilize him in the prior opportunity where he's coming in at a number 3 or a number 4 or even opening the innings, I mean, not for Lucknow Super Giants, they have enough openers already, but coming in at number 3 for Lucknow Super Giants will be a very good choice for Marcus Stoinis in the future, because I think no matter the pitch, he was one of our captaincy picks for Boomer 11 as well, because especially because of his ability to play that anchor's role. And in this Lucknow Super Giants, you have a very I mean, after Quinton de Kock, if you just take out Quinton de Kock from the team, the batting order looks very whimsical. You will have one day where a Prerak Mankat performs, you'll have one day where a Badoni performs, or a Krunal Pandya scoring 49 or 42. And I think today Krunal Pandya, rather than being retired hurt, he was more retired out, so as to say, because he wanted Nicholas Puran to come in and take the attack on the bowlers. There was Ayush Badoni waiting in the ranks as well. So today, for him, he was retired out. But these sort of players who can sort of take the game deep or play at a strike rate of 140, 150 consistently, Lucknow Super Giants don't have these sort of consistent players, and that is where Marcus Stoinis is very important to this team, because he can go at a strike rate of 140, 150, and it will look effortless because he'll just hit one boundary, he'll play a risk-free shot, and he has done this innumerously in the Big Bash League for. I think he plays for Melbourne Stars. So he has done
Melbourne
this for
Stars.
Melbourne Stars
Yeah.
on innumerable occasions. So I think Lucknow Super Giants should finally utilize him in a better way. And I think even after they had that total 178, you always knew a Ravi Bishnoi and a Krunal Pandya are going to come and do well in this surface. But a Yash Thakur and the plethora of talents that this Lucknow Super Giants has in terms of fast bowling, in the fast bowling department, a Yash Thakur, a Mohsin Khan, you have a Avesh Khan missing out because he's not in the best of forms. So that just goes on to show the confidence that the management is showing, and this is nothing that is new. When you ask Gautam Gambhir will give a player a debut if he feels that he is the right player to go about his business.
I mean, we also have to talk about, I think, probably the another player that was key in today's Lucknow's victory. That was Ravi Bishnoi. He's only picked up 2 wickets, but those were the most important wickets in the Mumbai team today. You would have to say, if probably except with the exception of Tim David, which was Rohit Sharma and Ishan Kishan. Pretty much on par with the matchup as well, because both. I mean, Rohit Sharma has an average of 17 and just a strike rate of 109 against him. He struggles again leg spinners generally, and Ishan Kishan as well, an average of 7 only. That's after today's match. So those 2 wickets right there, I think it was in the again it was in the 9th over and the 12th over. So that is where I really think the game opened up, because then you had some of the, I think, the soft underbelly of this Mumbai Indians team, the upper middle order, so as to speak, with the likes of, if you remove Suryakumar Yadav, Nehal Vadera, Vishnu Vinod, those are the 2 players that you could have targeted with a lack of inexperience, because it was a high pressure match. And that's what they did, because Ravi Krishna also ensured that in the later overs he bowled, didn't give away much runs, and that really crept up the run rate. Because there was a point in time when Rohit Sharma and Ishan Kishan got out, the required run rate was, I think, 9.76, which was not an impossibility, because they were scoring at close to 9 runs per over. So I think that
But
phase in the
one
middle overs
thing,
is where the game turned, and Ravi Krishna had to be given credit for it. Yeah.
yeah, and but one thing that I'll really give kudos to the Mumbai Indians is for their batting order, because I think with Tilak Verma injured, nobody would have thought that they are going to remodel their batting order once again and drop a Cameron Green down the order, especially after the performance that he had
Yeah.
put up for the team, coming in at number 3 for the side. But I think they going forward in the future, two years down the line, this is a far better batting lineup than a Cameron Green coming in at number 3. Because I would love to see a Surya Kumar Yadav coming in at number 3, a Tilak Verma when he's fit coming in at number 4. Then you can have a Nehal Vadera at 5, and then Tim David, depending on situation, can be floated up the order. And you can have a Cameron Green come in the death overs and do the job for you. Because I think Cameron Green should be your with the talent that the young pool of talents that Mumbai Indians have in that batting order. I think giving in Cameron Green a chance at number 3 is like sending in a pinch hitter. I mean, nothing against Cameron Green; he can play that long innings as well. But according to me, either open with Cameron Green, drop Ishan Kishan down the order at number 4, number 5, or Cameron Green should be pushed down the order, because I wouldn't want a Surya Kumar Yadav or a Tilak Verma or a Nehal Vadera coming so late down the order that they cannot have an impact on the game. I think right after the power play or whenever they lose the first wicket, because Rohit Sharma goes after the bowling right from the get-go, and Surya Kumar Yadav is a great player coming at the top of the order as well. He can come in and utilize take full utilization of the power play as well. He's a 360 player. So I think he's a better choice than Cameron Green, and that is where you should give credit to Mumbai Indians, because nobody would have changed their batting order when the team was winning matches or the batting order was performing or doing the job for the side. So it's a good thing that they have looked towards the future down the line, 3 years, 4 years down the line, and that is where I see Mumbai Indians. Surya Kumar Yadav at 3, Tilak Verma at 4, Nehal Vedada at 5, and then Vishnu Vinod can come in at any point as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's pretty much it from today's match. Then tomorrow it's going to be Punjab and Delhi who are going to face off against each other. And as you already spoke about it at the start of that, I think we have one more comment there. Oh yeah, we have a few. So Teju talks about Lord Jordan. We have to talk about Jordan. I mean, Chris Jordan is played under Dhoni. He's played under Rohit Sharma. He's played under Kohli, and he's given runs everywhere. He's been
And
the
he has
most
disappointed
charitable
all the
death ball
three.
bowler in the IPL. Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know
he
how
has to be the most
you
charitable
have to say.
death baller
I don't really
of all time.
blame Chris Jordan. He's done, he's got that potential in him, and he's done that for England whenever he's gotten that opportunity.
Yeah,
At
but
least he plays for.
With Chris Jordan, you have to understand that he's not really loyal to the Indian captains, right? He's only loyal to Ewan Morgan. Because after that,
Yeah,
you haven't heard of Chris Jordan. And for if you are disappointing Dhoni, Virat Kohli, and Rohit Sharma in a single frame, I think your career in India should be over.
I agree. I agree.
I
I
think it's
partially
easier
agree
to
to it, but
disappoint Kohli because we have a comment on Shinwari as well, how Marcus Stoinis was shipped off by RCB, which even I didn't understand as much because I genuinely felt he was a player they could have kept in their ranks.
they could
But
have.
then
But
I think
that was
it does
that
not hurt them as much
2018
now.
season, isn't it? 2019 season. I don't know what was the reason. I
Yeah,
think
I think
that was something which I did not really understand as well. Why did they let go of Marcus Stoinis and Hetmeyer from their team? This could have been possible looked at even better.
I
But
think
those
for
management
me,
decisions.
Marcus Stoinis. I think for me, what they wanted with Marcus Stoinis was, somewhat of a role that they tried to get this Shane Watson to do. Someone who can bat in the lower middle order and who can score runs, which is again not Marcus Stoinis' style, and someone who can ball a few overs here and there. But in
Yeah, agree,
Chinnaswamy, you cannot have
but I
Marcus
think
Stoinis
I
ball
think
the way
RCB
he
jumped
does
the
in
gun a little too
Lucknow.
early. I mean, you're talking about RCB 2019 where
They
they
did,
had
they
a
did,
poor
they did.
season.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe with this RCB you would have seen more consistency in terms of giving a longer rope. At that time, they jumped the gun way too early, is what I believe, because you had Moeen Ali,
They did,
Hetmeyer,
they did.
and Marcus Stoinis. You just let go of them without any possible justification as such when everybody in that team
And
performed
all
badly.
of them are doing well.
And I think Hetmeyer and
And
Stoinis,
all of them are
right
doing
after they
well.
were let go by RCB, I think where Hetmeyer and Stoinis learned, I mean, not learned, I mean, were utilized in the role of a finisher perfectly was in that Delhi Capital side.
Delhi Capital
Because
squad, yeah.
when you see the success that
Hmm.
Hetmeyer has been having for Rajasthan Royals, I think all the credit goes to Delhi Capitals for grooming him in that way that we don't need you to come in at number 4 and score 70s and 80s
Hmm.
like RCB was using him. You just have to come in at number 6, number 7, whenever the last 5 overs are going on, and just with your power hitting, just clear the boundaries 4 5 times
And that's what
in
they're doing
every
with
game.
Nicholas Puran as well nowadays with LSG, a different role for
But
him.
Nicholas Puran, I think I'll slightly differ because I think Nicholas Puran is a far better. I mean, when you talk about technical player, I think Nicholas
Yes,
Puran
I agree,
has
but then
a
he's
better
not
technical
done that in
ability.
IPL. Whatever chance you've given him, like n number of chances, number 4, number 3, he's not come good, and finally at number 6, he's had a better season than what we usually expect of him. So that's where I think LSD has clicked the jackpot. And even for Hetmeyer, Hetmeyer is a better player actually technically as well to bat anywhere in top 3, top 4. But sometimes it's better to give them a better clarity as a finisher. Just come in and use your power game. You don't have to come in situations where it could be 12 for 2 or 30 for 2, then you have to play the power play, then you have to play different faces. Just come in and go bonkers. I have to say, yes, exactly. You look at that RCB player and Klassen, Hetmeyer, Stoinis, Dubé. I mean, look at that. There's a crazy bunch of players. I think De Kock was there in 2018, if I remember. So there were a good amount of players who
Yeah, I think
RCB
that was
let
again
go
a
of.
bad. I
I mean,
again letting go of
they
Quinton de Kock
jumped
was
the
such a
gun
bad
way
decision,
too
and
early.
then
That's what
giving
I
him
believe.
to the worst part with Quinton de Kock for me, Abel, was that you guys gave him to Mumbai Indians. Why would you do that? I mean, it's
Yeah,
like
that's why
you're giving them a fifth
did not make any
championship.
sense for me in 2019. 2018 as well. They had Brennan
Yeah,
McCullum in the team for a 3 file. So I don't think we'll have to go and talk about it at this point of stage. It's a useless convo at this point of time, of
Yeah,
the
so I
day as
think
well.
Teju has pretty much summed up the top 5. I think I'll just add Mumbai Indians to that
RCB.
list of teams. If you just add Mumbai
Yeah.
Indians to Gujarat Titans, CSK, LSG, RCB, and Punjab, I think these 6 are in the front runners, for the top 4 positions right now. And you have
Who
a
do you guys think
Rajasthan
are going to be
Royals.
your top four?
I think it's
Who's
going to
your top
be
four, Sandipani?
I think it's going to be RCB, Lucknow, CSK, and Gujarat. I think RCB are going to make
You're
it on
saying
the best
RCB
case
going to
of
face
2026.
Lucknow?
So no
I am
miracle
saying
team
RCB
leaves
versus
here.
Lucknow.
Can't wait.
But you're saying it's gonna be GT, CSK, and
I
you're saying
have a
no
slight
Mumbai Indians
difference
then.
here. So I think it's going to be
No, I don't have
CSK,
Mumbai Indians in
GT,
that.
CSK, GT, MI, and RCB. I think
Whoa!
Lucknow will lose to KKR.
Yeah, I think Lucknow will lose to KKR,
I
but I
think for
also think
me,
Mumbai Indians are going to lose the last game.
Mumbai Indians will win the last. I think who is Mumbai Indians playing though?
I where's Lucknow's last game? I think that also depends. Where's Lucknow's last game? Is
Lucknow
it
are playing
happening in
in
Lucknow or is it
Kolkata, I
happening in
think.
Kolkata?
Eden
MI are
Gardens,
playing SRH.
Lucknow are
So I
playing at
think
Eden Gardens last. MI
I-
are playing
I have my
Mumbai.
feeling-
Mumbai, I'm pretty sure Mumbai will win that game because Mumbai are playing in Wankhede, and I don't see Mumbai now winning that game. So Mumbai will win the last game for sure. It's going to be upon Lucknow to really win against KKR, which is not going to be an easy task at all.
I mean, I
If-
did tell you guys, remember a few episodes back, I did tell you guys that this is going to be the toughest match for Mumbai because they're going to be playing in Lucknow, the ball's going to turn, and we know that their strength has been batting and not really
but
bowling.
but
and that really
I'll
came
you know,
through
for
to-
Lucknow as well. The good part is they're playing in Eden Gardens. There, their batting is going to be even more better. So it's going to be about
Exactly,
how
that
KKR
was
manage
going to be my
this
point.
contain.
Just if Sunrisers Hyderabad can
that's
somehow
where I was
get
gonna say,
Mumbai Indians to bat first, I think that is going to be the key at Wankhede.
You know, even if they bat first, I really sense they could
But that's the thing
outbat
about
Sunrisers.
Sunrisers, right? That's the thing about Sunrisers. Sunrisers team, when they're chasing, they implode. They implode so badly. I mean, they've messed up so many chases. At this point in time, Sunrisers is just messing up everything. Every chance they get, they tend to mess up. And you need you need a lucky shot like a no ball of the last delivery to help Sunrisers win at this point in time. For me, I think my top four is going to be GT, Chennai, and Mumbai and Lucknow. I think because, like Abel mentioned, right, if the match is going to be in Lucknow, I would have 100% said that they will lose to Kolkata. But Kolkata in Eden Gardens have prepared flat
But
tracks
for
for some
Mumbai,
reason.
the worst
but
part is
flatter
they
tracks.
really have to hope that RCB loses one of their games because MI's net run rate is not great, and RCB with a 113 run win,
Correct.
all what RCB have to do at this point is just win the next two matches. Doesn't matter by any margin or whatever. If RCB wins next two matches, Mumbai are out, and either way, and if Lucknow
Yeah.
wins the next game, they're out. So, and for Chennai as well, if Chennai loses, then it's a different story. Chennai are out, so that's a different thing.
Correct.
So we
Yeah.
are putting Chennai slightly more ahead. So we do not know what anything can happen except for GT. Everybody's hanging
But
on.
that's how the season has been also, isn't it? Yeah.
So we are not
absolutely.
talking about that
But yeah,
possibility.
that's pretty much it from
We're
us
talking
for
about
today.
Chennai settling in. Chennai is there, but if Chennai lose to Delhi and if Mumbai, LSG, and RCB win, that's going to be a new top four. So that's
I think we shouldn't speculate
Correct.
that much. I know what is going to happen. RCB are going to lose two on the trot. Then you are going to see Punjab Kings lose one of the two. Sunrisers Hyderabad are going to defeat Mumbai Indians, and then KKR are going to defeat Lucknow Super Giants, and then somehow we'll have KKR in the top four.
Wow.
Remember, guys, this is coming from someone who said earlier in the season that Punjab and KK are going to be in the top four. So remember,
So
take it with a pinch
either of the
salt.
two are going to
No,
be on
this
the
is
top
not
four.
coming
Right?
from a KKR fan as well. This is just a neutral who's giving us. Okay, guys. Good night.
Now he's a
Have good
neutral.
night.
Good night, guys.
Now he's
I think that's about it.